Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and my Disney Lorcana campaign preparation for Session 2. All right, so Session 1, so the game is the game is Dungeons and Dragons rules, um, Dungeons and Dragons 2014 rule set being used to run a Disney Lorcana game. So the theme is all the worlds, all the characters, all the locations, all the equipment, and the storyline that has been presented so far in each of the official Disney Lorcana sets is the world that we're playing in. So session one, my alpha player was played Lilo and Stitch as one character. And Lilo and Stitch were tasked by Rafiki to go to the world of Neverland because Peter Pan is missing. And actually, the quest was not to find Peter Pan because Peter Pan's been missing for a while, and Captain Hook used that opportunity to capture the Lost Boys. Rafiki sent Cinderella to save the Lost Boys from Captain Hook. She was actually able to infiltrate the ship and free them, but the Lost Boys wouldn't go anywhere because they didn't trust her, right? So, and the reason why was she was just another adult to them. She wasn't from their world. She didn't know them. So she was able to defeat Captain Hook and, put Captain Hook's men at bay long enough to get down to the hold and say, you boys are all free, but they just huddled in a corner and wouldn't go with her, right? So Rafiki tasked Lilo because he felt that Lilo would be able to get the job done. Lilo and Stitch would be able to get the job done because the Lost Boys would go with her, right? Which is exactly what happened. Lilo and Stitch infiltrated the ship, and they found, and while they did that, they found that Captain Hook was actually working with the voodoo doctor from Tiana's world, and that there was some scheming going on there. Lilo and Stitch were able to. The voodoo doctor ran from that combat. Captain Hook was defeated and sent into the water where the crocodile chomped him down, right? And so at that point, Lilo quickly opened the portal, used Rafiki's power to open a portal between Neverland and her world, where she lives with with her guardian, right, and her guardian's boyfriend in Hawaii, and all of the Lost Boys went back, right. So that was session one. So session two is about to arrive, and so I reached out to my alpha player and said, "What are you excited to continue with Lilo and Stitch, or because we are playing Lorcana and there's so many amazing characters, do you want to stay with Lilo and Stitch, or do you want to choose a new character?" And so the alpha player said, "I would like to play with Tinkerbell," right? So session two will be the alpha player playing with Tinkerbell as her player character, right? So that's pretty exciting. I'm really excited about this. And so I've started to do my research, right? So one, I had to re-engage with the Disney Lorcana material. Well, the first thing I had to do was I had to get a basic idea of Tinkerbell, right? So first of all, I had a concept in my head. Tinkerbell is a fairy. And I'm gonna state everything I know about Tinkerbell. I want you guys to correct me if any of this is wrong, and I would really love it if you guys would add to anything I missed that you think is really crucial to understand about Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is a fairy that lives in Neverland that is best friends with Peter Pan. Now, Peter Pan is gone, and Tinkerbell has not seen Peter Pan for about 2 months. And, there are, narrative asterisks. And one of the asterisks is, I'm not going to have her searching for Peter Pan. And we're not answering that question yet, why, right? But this would be Tinkerbell going on her own adventures. And so, but I want to make sure I understand Tinkerbell. So here's my understanding of Tinkerbell. She is from Neverland. She was best friends with Peter Pan. That has changed. Also now, Tinkerbell is living in her Neverland world without the Lost Boys. So one, what is she engaging with there, in that world? I have some ideas on some of those characters, and then on who she deals with there. But the other issue is she is a fairy and she doesn't talk, so that is going to be really different. She communicates with bell sounds, right? So she communicates with anyone she chooses to with bell sounds, right? Peter Pan was able to understand her by her body language and by the bell sounds, and was able to communicate with her quite effectively, right? Back and forth, which is very different. So I'm thinking that Tinkerbell can have a strong communication with anyone she's known for a while and that she trusts, right? So that's one of the things I was thinking about with Tinkerbell. One of the nice things is I'll be going over every single Tinkerbell card for Disney Lorcana just to get ideas from that. But that's my understanding of Tinkerbell as it stands. I have a lot of questions that I would like to answer in play, right? So I'd like to answer during the campaign session, like, how does Tinkerbell eat? What is her sustenance, right? I'm thinking right now, like sunlight, moonlight. Maybe once a year she, consumes a drop of honey from a single plant in Neverland. It'll be. I'm very interested to see, like, what is Tinkerbell's sustenance, right? Then from there, for the next thing, so I'm gonna complete my knowledge of Tinkerbell, and I please let me know if there's anything important about Tinkerbell that I missed there, and then also I would really love to know. Oh yeah, and then the other thing is just something I'm working on right now. So right now, I am going through all of the cards of Lorcana. So I have what everybody has: cards from first chapter, cards from Rise of the Floodborn, and the third set is announced, and we have most of the cards for it as spoilers. We don't have the cards physically yet, but that's Into the Inkland. And I'm going to read through all of the Into the Inkland cards so that I can set up foreshadowing for worlds that are being opened in the new set. And in Into the Inkland, there are new world. I think the biggest new world that's being introduced is, and I think it might be only one new world, is DuckTales, which I think is very exciting. I love that DuckTales is being. And what was it was DuckTales and Ranger Baloo, the guy who has a ship, that world as well. So I'm going to be, just getting myself up to speed on what's in that set so that I can steer, I can put hooks into it so that when Into the Inklands drops, we can include those cards in the adventures as well. So that's where I'm heading. I just want to give you a preparation guide on what I'm preparing for. Thank you for letting me share this with you. Every single word you just heard was my preparation guide for my Disney Lorcana, my Dungeons & Dragons rules Disney Lorcana campaign that I'm running. It's a physical game run in my own home, and just wanted to share it with you. Thanks for letting me share it with you. Have a fetch millennium.